Hello everyone, Dom here from Esports News UK at epiclan, Epic 40, and I'm joined by, I want to say, I interviewed Jay earlier describing him as a veteran caster. This is like a veteran team, I feel like. It's the last resort, and I'm joined by 4 of the 5 players here. They just moved into Inters. So what I'll start with is if you can introduce yourselves, please. I know this man here.
It's me, Jack, also known as Jacky, former professional rapper, professional Counter-Strike player, man of mystery, and voice actor.
Lovely.
Hello Dom, welcome. It's Byfield, Counter-Strike player, streamer, the whole shebang.
Yeah. And for people watching, I mean, you may not want me to say this, we can always cut it, but you used to be known as Snods.
Yes.
That's how I knew you.
I was called Snods before when I was commentating. I've not binned it, but shelved that. Yeah. I want to be called Byfield. My real name's Alex Byfield, and I want to have a name. I want to use my real name. I don't want to be Snods for the rest of my life. So I made that decision, and I'm happy with it.
Cheers, Byfield.
I'm Dan, Counter-Strike player, go by Gekios in-game. A lot of people call me Geckos, but either's good. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm Adam, in-game nick Ali G. Played for a lot of years. Last time I came to epiclan was 7-8 years ago. You name it, I've done it in Counter-Strike, but I'm happily married, full-time employed, here for the laughs. Yes, thank you very much.
I have to ask why the nickname Ali G, because I grew up with that era where Ali G was popular.
I all started in a internet exchange in York City Centre when I was 11 years old. I just watched Ali G and thought, you know what, didn't hyphenate it, so a lot of people, especially European players, call me Alec.
Nice one. Well, now, you're representing the last resort. Tell us how that came about, because, you know, shout out to Chief NUEL, or the chef, as he's known, and sort of running the team. Yeah, how did that come about, guys?
I'll take this one. So originally it was me, Jack, Drummo and Geckos that were coming to LAN, and we needed a +1, and I was playing Counter-Strike with the old Ali G and I said, come with us, and then he came along and it was a perfect fit for the team. Obviously we all know each other from LANs prior, and then Ali G thought I could do a nice little touch, message Chef Final, see if the last resort are interested in funding us, interested in supporting us, and they were. And Chef Final, we have to give him respect because he was willing to try something different with us. We're not here to win the event, we're here to cover the event and get eyeballs for the org, exactly like we're doing now, and so far we've smashed it.
I've got to say, this is an interview of names. I don't know if I've been more confused. We've had Snods, Alex Byfield, Ali G, Alig, Gekios, also people, you just call him Geckos. You know, Jacky P. And Jacky, I have to ask you as well. I know this is off topic slightly, but you've been messaging Valve for how many days now because you want to be a voice actor in CS2?
We're at 134, right. I think something like that. So pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to keep going, Dom.
And what is that? Do you want to transition into voice acting? Because obviously, as a caster, you can do the voices, right? No, that's your job.
Honestly, Tom, I love all things oral, so I'm very good at rapping, commentating. I just like wordplay. I enjoy doing stuff, and I've always liked doing voices and stuff too. And now I just think I want to take it more of a professional level as well. And I love CS right now. Like, I've never been more into Counter-Strike.
Doing good, like, newsy stuff. Like, hit updates on the game. If watching this and you're interested in CS, go follow Jacky, or all the boys as well. But you've been doing newsy stuff. You've had some tweets doing pretty well.
Yeah, man. I just love it. Like, played since Source. CSGO at the start was a bad game. It was really rough for the first few years. But CS2, I've just taken it to duck like water. So just lots of Counter-Strike. It's fun.
Yeah, and it's good to have you back in the UK. You're in Netherlands now. Yeah. Is it the better country?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
that's a quick answer.
Look, honestly, we've got okay plugs here. I'll give us that. Our plugs are pretty good, but outside of that,
Ali G would
do love the Netherlands.
Right, and I have to ask you guys as well how you've been doing in the tournament. Dan, maybe you can take this one. How's it been playing at LAN?
I think it's been really fun this night. It's been really competitive. Like, when I saw our lineup, I thought it'll be fun, but I'm not sure if we take people to the games. But we've done really well. We got 13-10 against LVN's mix.
They're top 4 now.
They're top 4. Wow. Yeah, they've just made HLTV. Yeah. So I think we did really well in our group, and we won some games. So it's been good.
So you've dropped into Inters. You're confident you can go pretty far in there?
Well, we're here for the content. If there was a tournament on the Sunday, we'd play that. I'd stream that. As I said, the goal here isn't to win this or win that. It's to win the audience, to captivate an audience for the last resort, get impressions, eyeballs, and re-spark that veteran organisation in the last resort.
Yeah, well, with Chief or Sheffield or what did you say? Chief Final?
Chef Final, I
Chef
call it.
Final, okay. Yeah, so maybe I'm saying it wrong.
It's
Chef.
all the names, all the names.
Interview of names. Michael, yeah, like I've been, DMing Michael for a while now. He's been in the UK sports since I came into it, long before I came into it in 2015. So I like to see the last resort doing bits and pieces.
It's one of those, the brand itself, 2003, UK royalty that's played under the banner over the many years, many different iterations of Counter-Strike, other games as well. They're still going, and more so
20 years on. So it's 20 years of epiclan this weekend and 20 years of last resort.
That's what I mean. Like it's a staple brand when you think about the history to it, and for it to still be around, still getting support and trying out new ways of, if we don't have a team right now, we can at least make something out of the event, support UK esports, and find other upcoming players. It's smart. I think there's a lot to be said. So TLR.
Yeah, and I think one thing I wanted to ask about is composure, because I met some of the guys last night. At LAN you do have a few drinks and things. Jacky, you were maintaining your composure, but also on the server as well. You showed me a clip of where you were sort of behind an enemy, but instead of killing him straight away, you lined up a shot and got a double kill.
I did, yeah, Tom. It was a classic, mate. That's the thing. I've always been very, cautious. In my own head, but not in the bad way. I'll think about it. I'll take my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who? Give me some. Tell us about your team. Who does what? Because you said you used to be an AWPer. Who's been the player of the team so far?
I would say Ali G, since he's been unleashed. Let off the leash.
Is that true, Ali G? Or Alig?
Well, to be honest, it's that age-old LAN curse of sometimes things don't work, and unfortunately I had 4 PCs go in the first day, multiple issues with people next to me, the usual. But I can't cry over spilt milk, but this pressure's off. I'm ready. Born ready. Inters, top 17. Woo!
And I've got to say, what are your thoughts on epiclan, given this is the 40th? And we've had 20 years, you've been here a lot, you guys.
I think for myself, to be brutally honest, and epiclan, it's a fantastic event. It's for what iSeries used to be 10 years ago, where it's a bit more community driven, everybody gets on. But it's not epiclan's fault, but there just seems to be in the UK kind of esports, there's still not that next step, and I don't know how it can be solved, especially with epiclan. But I think, especially UK esports, CS2, there's so many players here that are in academy teams for big orgs, have the potential to go really far, but have to go to Europe, have to go a long way from home just to even perform at that top tier. So yeah, I still think there's stuff to be done in that.
It's tough, isn't it?
I think a good viewpoint would be my teammate Gecko's. It's his first LAN here, his first Epic LAN at the Kettering Conference Centre. Question is, how do you feel about Epic? We've been to a few, we've been to a lot.
Yes,
how are you
newcomer?
I think I've only been to Insomnia and Epic LAN now, but Epic's, it does the LAN much better. Like there's more that goes into it. People care more, and more teams show up. So
I have to agree, it has that community feel. Yeah. Insomnia is a slightly different beast now.
It's lost its touch with the community, as you said.
What, Insomnia?
Yeah, I think with Insomnia prize pools shrinking, with the lack of HOTV coverage now in Insomnia as well, it doesn't incentivize the players to come, to spend their money, to travel. Whereas epiclan, if you get top 4 here, you're on HOTV, one of the HOTV writers is here. This is where you get exposure if you want to get a name for yourself as a player now.
I didn't know that. I know the UK CSGO lot are here, but HLTV here as well. That's really good.
Former writers, someone connected to it.
Okay, yeah. And you mentioned other players. It'd be interesting for people who like Valorant watching this, because Soulcast has been here. Soulcast with Link and On Screen as well. A well-known streamer. I was walking past On Screen earlier. They've just been knocked down into inters as well. So what is it like playing against them? Playing against, because Soulcast, he's a Valorant champion. He won I forgot what it was now earlier this year, but it was a big Valorant tournament. I think it was a Valorant Master. What was it like going up against them, or did you sort of get used to that? You've played those names.
It's that scene. So I stopped playing when those guys kind of came into the UK scene, and especially with Byfield and stuff like that. So we all know each other in some respect, and I think that's why when we played them in the upper bracket or the main kind of tournament, it was like, well, we used to smash these guys when we started and I stopped playing. So it was in that psyche, that kind of thing. But they're great guys, you know, and they're fantastic at what they do, professionals, and they hit Valorant at the perfect time, especially with Eamon and Sliggy and the people that they had behind them to steer him in that kind of direction, and they're doing great, you know.
All right, well, good stuff. Like, is there anything else you've got to add? I know you've had a time extension for your next game, and I feel like I've covered a lot, but anything else you guys
I just
want
to say thank you to The Last Resort for sending us, funding us, and we want to say thank you to Michael, Chef Final, for the great support. It's been stellar. Any last words, gents?
Honestly, thank you to everyone that's been involved. The fact that they put on a CS2 LAN event when I know it's all the trials and tribulations come with it, murking around the fact they didn't have a plug-in, all these other issues. It's been a great LAN. It's nice to feel CS2 on LAN straight away in the UK. So epiclan have done a great job there.
Is this the first CS2 LAN in the UK?
Yeah.
Why didn't I do that as a headline?
There you go.
Well, we could do TLR on the first CS2 LAN in the UK, because of course, I will say before I go, thoughts on ESL Pren going, that's quite sad.
That is sad. It's a shame because you will obviously want the development of nations like that, but it seems like already other communities and organisations coming in to fill that gap.
Yeah.
And if the support's there, that's something you can take far further. So I just hope that goes the right way.
Yeah, I agree. Endpoint are planning a LAN at the end of the year, and I'm sure we'll be doing more. But yeah, this isn't an interview about Endpoint, right? Because it's technically rival. Any other last words? You've said your last word.
I just want to echo what Byfield and Jacky said. Thanks TLR, and thanks to the team at Epic for putting this on. It's been a great experience so far.
Yeah. Okay, Ali G, maybe you can give us an Ali G impression to end with.
No, that's fine.
Jungle is massive.
I think final thoughts again. It's good to be back at LAN. It's not changed. You know, there's still the same people wanting to make something of themselves, and it's great. It's good to be back.
Great stuff. Well, I will say thanks to epiclan for inviting me here as well. Thanks to Endex for bringing me here as well, and to the guys for talking to me. You know, as I say, the king is dead, CS, and long live the king, CS2.
Yeah, the Sam Rattlesnake gone. Long live the king.